Welcome inside TerrierVision. We're here with Wofford men's basketball senior Karl Cochran. Karl, thanks for taking some time and joining us.
Thank you.
So first, let's talk about tonight's game against VMI. VMI, a very interesting style of play. They're going to look to shoot the ball a lot, look to shoot a lot of threes. You know, what's your guys' game plan going into that?
The game plan that we have going into this game is we know they're going to have that run and gun style. They're going to try to get up as much as they can, as quick as they can. So the only thing we can is limit them to one shot every possession. If they get 2-3 cracks at it, I mean, they're bound to get one in the rim. I think they're shooting about 571 threes so far. I mean, and they made, not a small percentage, but a decent percentage of those. But, I mean, if you shoot the ball 40 times from behind the arc, you're bound to get 10 or 12 in.
The Terriers 5-0 at home so far this season and off to a 2-0 start in Southern Conference play. Last weekend at Samford, at Chattanooga. The Chattanooga game, a special one for you, 27 second-half points. Just kind of talk about how you were feeling and what you were feeling, if anything, in that last 11 minutes.
My teammates were really staying in my head. I mean, when you're down like that and your team sees you as the captain, one of the leaders of the team, they're going to enforce you as positively as they can over the course of the game. So we were just chipping at it, and as the game was going, Lee, John, Eric, they're just telling me, you're the best player in this league, do what you do, heat up to, do what you do. So, I mean, that voices is in the back of my head all game, and then once I got a couple down, my confidence started to get better. Our team defense started to pick up, and, I mean, they just start falling in the basket.
And as you mentioned, Wofford down 10 at halftime and down 14 in the second half before coming back and beating Chattanooga to get off to a 2-0 start. What's it going to take tonight for the Terriers to keep that start and beat VMI?
One thing that the Terriers have to focus on is being the Terriers the whole game. The past two games in conference play, people have seen the Terriers in the second half. I mean, they've seen us get our patented, 3 stops in a row, our SUT, but they haven't seen the Terriers in the first half. I mean, they've seen a team that's mediocre at defense at times. Sometimes we show greatness in the first half, but the real Terriers come alive the second half, and we have to be that team the whole game.
And then following VMI, another meeting with Samford, who you guys just played last weekend. Is it tough to face a team like that twice in a row, or does it make it easier on you after a win or a loss?
I have to say it's a little challenging. We did it last year when we played Chat. We didn't have a game for a whole week, then we played Chat again. I mean, when you play an opponent and they scout you once and you try to, run little kinks in there because they've played you before, they know the style you play and they're more adapted to play you. So we've played Samford last week and we have them a week later. They're going to be more in tune. They've seen stuff that we can do. I mean, they have young guys that are really good players, and they got their first taste of what our team is like. So now they're more inclined, they're more adapted to our skill set, so they're going to be ready for us the second time around.
And speaking of facing Samford back-to-back games, Chattanooga the other day, VMI tonight, a lot of teams that press. And, that's something that you guys have had to deal with, I'd probably say, for the last 5 or 6 games now. Do you think that makes the team better to face so many teams that press like that? You guys get better at it each game. And, how challenging is that to face a team that presses most of the game?
I have to say our biggest challenge with the press came with West Virginia because their press was so maniacal and it was so hectic. I mean, when you see a press like that, especially from a team that's, one of the greatest teams in the nation, the presses that we've been seeing lately haven't been anything compared to that. And I have to say West Virginia has prepared us for that. I mean, I think in the press we've turned the ball over a few times, a couple silly mistakes, but we're getting better and better at it every time we see it. We played Samford. We beat it pretty, easily when they threw the press at us. We struggled with it a couple possessions, but a majority of the time, we broke the press at our pace, at our style. And I think teams are really pressing us a lot because they don't want to guard us in the half court because of our style of offense. We like to slow the game down. We like to get the best shot possible, wear guys out. And if you're chasing us around for 35 seconds on defense, your offense is going to start to slow down.
In your mind, who are some of the guys on this team that have really helped Wofford get off to such a good start, 11-4, 2-0 in conference play?
I have to say that C.J. Newman, he's really stepped his game up lately. I mean, he's really blossoming as a forceful, impactful player in this league. Over the past couple of games, I mean, CJ's been playing out of his mind. He's been grabbing rebounds after rebounds. He's been knocking guys' heads off at screens. And a lot of people don't see the little things that we pride ourselves on as a team. And he's been doing those things, you know, perfectly. And Justin Gordon, he's really been stepping up, and he's been more of an offensive player for this year, which is kind of new for teams because, I mean, last year they focused on me, they focused on Spence and Lee, and they could double Lee a little more often in the post because they didn't feel we had another post presence. Now, Justin is starting to make teams worry a little bit about, you know, going to double Lee or going to double Justin because he's so good down there in the post. I mean, his jump hook over both of his shoulders, and he's not limited to one side like a lot of post players, but his jump hook over both shoulders really scares teams because if they go and try to trap, he's also a great passer. So he dumps the ball down for easy layups a lot. And teams are starting to, you know, recognize our post game in our conference, that it's not anything that they can, you know, not worry about anymore.
And one last thing before I let you go, what's your major, and, you know, what do you plan on doing with it?
I'm an English major, and currently I'm looking into careers that spin off of that. I don't have everything figured out now, like a lot of people, but I'm taking it just day by day, you know, and I'm enjoying my major.
All right, Karl. Well, thanks for taking some time, and good luck tonight against VMI.
Thank you.
That was Wofford men's basketball senior Karl Cochran.